All right, I'm going to go ahead and start lab 7-3. Let's open Excel. Let's go down to options, add-ins. We're going to be doing com add-ins. And Microsoft Powerpivot, which I already have, so that's okay. And then now I'm going to part one, identify the questions. One question for this lab is whether September 1st to 15th are different, better, or worse, approximately than average sales from the same period in 2015. While we're comparing current year sales, prior year sales be useful to see if we grew. To see if we grew, if we, last year, if we decided to put different products out. This year, if we decided to put different products out than last year, if those products are making a difference in sales. So, part two, mastering the data and performing analysis. Identify the base performance metric and create a measure. Measures can be implicit or explicit. Identify target value, create a KPI. Okay? So that is what we're going to be doing. So from the Insert tab, I'm going to insert a pivot table. Query 2 is what we're going to be using. Okay, so clearly there is some data I need. Okay, so let's grab some data. Let's go back to data, get data. Alright, I've linked the data, loading it now. I've already added the add-in. So now I'm going to go ahead and create my measure. Alright, so I'm going to go over here to insert and add a pivot table. It will be, what? It'll be based off my query. I will add the data there. Press OK. Give it a second to create it. Okay. Gotta take its time. Right. Got in the data model, so now I'm going to go ahead and go to pivot, power pivot, measures, new measure. I'm going to change the name to AV average trend underscore amount. Right on that. My formula is going to be equals the average, and it will be query one trans amount close it. Gonna leave it a general. Okay. And now I have a new do all. It's already been added. Now we create the KPI and Powerpivot table. So we'll do KPIs. We're gonna do new KPI. Go set the absolute value 23. Awesome. I'm gonna leave it like that. Status is why might you want to edit the status threshold? 18.4 seem low for the upper limit. If we're trying to get to the average transaction to be at 23 is our target, then the upper limit, let me get a better understanding. I mean, if we're trying to get our upper limit, if we're trying to get to the target of 23, then I think our upper limit should be higher than 23 to say for our key performance indicator. Because if our upper limit isn't even hitting where we want to be, then we're not really getting. They're not really it's not really a key performance indicator. Now that you've created your KPI, you can see, okay, so I'm going to hit OK. KPI is hit. Now that I've created it, you can see if you expand the KPI fields, you see 3 options. Let's expand it. Yep, status, goal. The value 26 will show the actual sales total associated with 2016. Goals for 2015 sales total. The status will show a spotlight. Okay. Create pivot table that shows the KPI status average transaction by each of the 15 days in your data. So we need to move transaction date into our rows. And then I need to add status to our KPI, which is already there. Okay. There. How did dealers perform in 2016 compared to 2015? Do you think the target is set too high or too low? I think the target's set too low because they pretty much on every day outperformed 2015 according to this, except for the 2nd of September. So the goal was just not set high enough for them to really make a difference. This will conclude Lab 7-3.